Good morning. So, things are going to get really intense over the next couple of weeks. Reason being, in a couple of weeks we're heading overseas for 2 weeks. And as some of you might know, I did a little update video on my channel and I've mentioned in the vlog that we were just going to go to doing 2 videos a week for the next couple of months. We've decided against that. It's it sounds so counterintuitive, especially because in response to us saying that, people are like, yeah, take it easy, you know, you don't want to overdo it, and you know, you don't have to overwork yourself to please us and blah blah blah. But while I understand that, we don't feel pressure from you, our viewers, to deliver those 3 videos a week. But this is the treadmill we're on. Being a YouTuber as a living means keeping the momentum going, whether you like it or not, whether it's easy or not. And it means if you're going overseas and you go to 2 videos a week instead of 3, or if the quality in any way drops, it's actually sacrificing long-term momentum. And we really can't do that. It may sound a little weird, like unrealistic, that we would actually lose traction, or the channel might, you know, lose, you know, its trajectory or its grip on its momentum a little bit, but it happens. And it happened last year when we went to the UK. And in fact, you could go to Google Trends and search Jazza under YouTube search, and you can see that there's a dip in like June, July of last year, which is when we went overseas. And it's because our content adjusted to fit our schedule. So because we've experienced a lot of growth recently, it would be a problem for the channel's long-term potential if we didn't just keep on the treadmill. So we're going to bite the bullet, and the next 2 weeks are going to be really full on, so that we can keep the same pace going and keep the same quality content going, but we have to do it. We have to bite the bullet and make it happen, and we're going to. So that means I'm going to be recording and editing 12 videos in the next 2 weeks, and that's including finalizing the edits and the release of the Skillshare course on how to be a YouTuber. This is one of the things I talk about in the course, and I didn't get to a place where I feel confident teaching people how to be a YouTuber if I didn't know to follow instincts like this, you know. So gonna have to follow the instinct. We've scheduled in at least 2 days where I'll be working through to the night, and that may increase, but we're gonna work really hard to get things done. And then beyond that, there's also construction happening at the same time. So while I'm working on these 12 videos, half of the videos may have construction noises, and we've just decided, you know what, if there's construction noise in the background, so be it. I'll try and record voiceovers when construction isn't happening. I'll just include text overlays, or even just say in the video, yeah, sorry about the noise guys, there's construction happening, and if it's super loud, I'll have a headset mic so that the audio is directly feeding from my mouth. So we'll work around it, but the main priority is going to be content. We need to make 3 videos a week and keep that going. Alright, construction has quietened because they've run off to go get some building supplies, so I have a very small window of time where there's no construction noise. So I'm going to record a video today which is going to be kind of like a character design session, but I'm going to make it much more like instructional, I guess, like a real breakdown of the character design process. So I'm going to open up essentially by introducing the book and my app and my obsession with character design, and then in the video I'm going to randomly generate a character and go through the steps of the design process and create a character. The reason I'm doing this video is because I can use the opener that I record now while there's no construction noise, and I can record all the creation process and just listen to music, and it doesn't matter if there's construction noise because I'm just going to speed up and use the visuals. And then later, when the builders are all gone, I can record the voiceover after I do a quick edit. So that's the plan. Usually I like to do these character design sessions when, you know, I'm streaming and it's with audience input, but this is like, I guess, a different approach on doing the same kind of content, and hopefully people will enjoy that. Progress is going well so far, and I'm really glad I decided to do this kind of content because I'm just hearing loads of like drilling and sawing and clanging sounds as I do it. So I'm like, yes, I recorded the voice bit, I'm doing the art, don't need audio. It's awesome. There you go. Just as I was about to finish up a piece, I was like, oh, I need to do thicker line work. Then I realized this arrived in the mail just like yesterday. Not yesterday, yesterday was Sunday, at the end of last week. And in it are some multi-liners. This is including the new Gassenfude pen, as well as just the brush pen, which I might use. I don't know, I'll play around with the Gas and Fude thing. I'll show you in a sec. And then of course these things, I replaced the markers I blended, so it is complete again. They can go in their little spots. This one there. There we go. We're good. This is the brush pen that I'm sort of used to, that Copic does, which is quite good, but the difference being that this brush pen, I don't know if the camera's going to focus, this brush pen is all like one material, like it's a piece of, I don't know, shaped or cut felt or something. So essentially you get, you know, the brush stroke, but the brush itself is pretty solid. I think the concept behind this Gas and Fude pen is that it's got lots of little bristles and it works a little more organically. Yeah, so it feels more like a Pentel pocket brush. In fact, let me just demonstrate this. There you go, you can see how the bristles divide like that. You can pull it apart. So it's essentially a Pentel pocket brush, but I guess meant to work with Copic. So I'm curious if the ink runs if I do that. Yeah, see, that's interesting. That's awesome. Where by comparison, this is the Pentel pocket brush, and if I do a brush stroke there, give it time to dry. I remember when I first tried this out with markers, there you go, you can see that there's a little bit more bleeding. It's harder to see, so let's say if I saturate this here, it's not really doing much to the black ink, but if I do the same here, it becomes a bit muddy. If I bring the camera in, you can sort of see that it's the little details that count, and you don't want this ink to spread, and the fact that this is still really crisp is a good sign. That's the Gas and Fude pen. Oh, that's silky, look at that. God, that's satisfying, and you can do really fine line work and work into really thick stuff. I finished recording that video and I'm going to get that edit done today, and hopefully I'll have time after that to work on the Skillshare course. But while I was on the subject of things arriving in the mail, not this, but a thing for this, I thought I'd take a moment to just mention that those of you who didn't see the vlog, the last few vlogs, this is the awesome new camera. This is the 4K Lumix GH5, which is going to record future content. So this was only gettable because of the fundraiser. This is like a $3,700 camera, which is going to just boost production value of the channel like massively. So I actually can't use it yet because A, I don't have memory cards to go in this thing, and B, I don't have a computer able to handle the rendering. So I at least have the camera, we're gonna get memory cards, and we've ordered the computer, but the pieces are coming together. But speaking of the pieces coming together, this is a lens adapter so that I can put my Canon lenses on my new camera. So I've never used it before, and I'm interested to see if it works because I got it off eBay, but I couldn't get it on Amazon because they won't ship it to Australia. Okay, there you go, and that just seems to be the adapter. There you go. That seems to work. Let's see if the autofocus works. There you go. So the autofocus works, but keep in mind my actual phone camera was out of focus because I was too close. But you get the idea. So cool, lens adapter. So I can now use my lenses. I have two Canon lenses which now will work with this. And if I need the different depth of fields or apertures or blah 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 camera stuff that I don't actually understand, I'll fiddle with them, see what looks good and see what I'll use for what. But it's awesome. I can do that now. And I actually sat down with this thing for like 40 minutes yesterday and just familiarized myself with it, and very quickly I was like, this is exactly what I need and want for the channel. It's awesome. I can do 4K and 1080p in 30 and 60 frames a second, and I can do 1080p up to like 180 frames a second, which means I can do like slow-mo stuff, which I don't picture using a lot, but when I want to use it, it's there, which is super cool. But then the controls and stuff are awesome, so I'm excited to use this thing. Anyways, I'm gonna get to work, and I have a whole bunch of editing to do, and that's most of my work for the day. Okay, picking up the vlog after a long day. I've had to come back into the office to finish up this evening, but I finished up a video today and I got a bit of work done on the Skillshare course, which is awesome. But unfortunately, I mean, I would have had today's video done earlier if there wasn't construction stuff, but the voiceover stuff was at the end, so I had to wait to the end and then I had to finish the edit and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, ooh, weird burp thing. Question of the day comes from Endros Bowling, who says, my first question, I'm always anxious you won't reply. Guess who's replying? Will you ever be making storytelling animations for YouTube? Kind of like the Tale Teller, but probably less intricate, since that one obviously took loads of work. I honestly have considered it, especially when I watched and really got into Jaiden Animations and Odd Ones Out's videos. It's quite inspiring. It looks really fun to do, but the short answer is no, and that's simply because it's just not a format I've ever touched, and it doesn't sync with any of the other videos I regularly do or the reason people have subscribed. And the problem is, if people love it, then I'm expected to do more of it, but then I'm abandoning the other content I'm doing and also trying to innovate in. And then if people hate it, then I've wasted a whole bunch of time. And yeah, so anyways, it's not an area I'm looking to branch out into, but I do find it really cool and was inspired by it. Anyways, I'm going to wrap up today. Time to go inside and see if I can get a chance to have some TV watching time with Mrs. Jazza. But, oh, last thing I'll mention, the stream is back. And tomorrow/today, by the time you see this vlog, is going to be a big stream, because I have to get a lot of content done. So don't miss out. Links in the description. I'll see you tomorrow, or in the stream, or whenever I see you. Bye.